Paris Fashion Week. The biggest names in world fashion gather to show their autumn-winter collections. Vivienne Westwood's show starts in just 2 days.
Paris is the venue of the first division in fashion. That is what it is. I work with my husband, Andreas, who's my partner in every sense because he designs with me, and he designs as much as I do now.
This refers a bit to the drawings on the wall over there. I'm trying to find my way through. It's a bit like a labyrinth. It's a bit like a mess at the moment, actually, honestly speaking.
Until you've Polaroided everything, you can't actually start allocating models outfits, which means that you can't fit them, which means that you can't get the model in the right outfit and get the run of show up as you'd like it.
As early as you know this, the more you can plan that in, and the more you are not in later on.
What not the concern is now, but what we're waiting for, the clothes.
Where's my mobile again? What's the time now?
2:30, 3? 20.
Where's Vivienne?
I don't know.
During 3 decades of fashion, Vivienne Westwood has gone from maverick to multi-million-dollar brand, with shops in London, Milan, Moscow and Tokyo, and a turnover of $85 million a year. In her own words, she's always been a rebel, but never an outsider. But as Vivienne arrives, it quickly becomes apparent that most of the clothes have yet to be delivered. In fact, some have yet to be made.
I want to just go around and look at individual things and see if they're fitting right and all this kind of...
One thing is we kind of should try to reduce it as well, of course.
I know, but don't we have to wait till the clothes arrive?
The incredible thing about Vivienne is that she's a designer who's been able to reinvent herself and to evolve. It's very difficult to have been the kind of enfant terrible and then to have maintained that position even into your own maturity, I think.
Some time ago, in 1970, I started to help my partner Malcolm McLaren because he had an idea that he wanted to sort of represent 50s fashion. I just saw it as a means to sort of make clothes for these sort of urban guerrillas, really. That's how I saw it. So I started to do fashion, and this fashion was located in my small shop 430 Kings Road, which I still have. These collections that we were constantly changing did evolve in a sort of synthesis, which was punk rock in the end. The spitting and the jumping and the, well, I don't know, in your face, because there's nothing that young kids like better than to, attack authority, i.e. the older generation.
3 p.m. Paris time, and casting is underway.
We are casting the girls, choosing the girls. We've seen a lot yesterday. I think we've seen 300 or so.
We're trying to whittle it down now. We're trying to see absolutely everybody who's here and then kind of decide who we're going to go with.
This year seems to be a very good mixture of the whole world.
But in the world of fashion, just who has influenced an eccentric figure like Vivienne Westwood?
What would Saint Laurent do?
Yves Saint Laurent, a name synonymous with the glamour of the Paris catwalk and the elegance of haute couture. Algerian-born Laurent didn't have to wait long to be discovered. At 17, he was spotted by Vogue, and the editor introduced him and his drawings to Christian Dior. That same year, 1953.
As far as I know, he never made a mistake. He was absolutely brilliant, and yet his fashion was on the tightrope, almost of bad taste. But it never was. It was like triumph, get there, brilliant, every time. We sometimes still ask that question. How would he solve it? If you know how he solved it, then you find a way to solve it yourself.
As time passes, Vivienne's team begin the fittings with what clothing they have.
The more that you keep having new ones, the more that you have to keep reassessing the entire situation. So it gets quite difficult.
There's some girls that just have something so sparkling, and they bring their clothes alive. You know, you try something on them and they walk. They can either carry it off or they can't. As much as we have here, as much we could try on. As we've tried everything on we could.
Yeah, I mean this big gown, we haven't tried that on, this big one with the meander, this golden one.
Yeah.
It's the production that really is something that you really have to care about at this stage. The clothes, I can guarantee, I can always guarantee the clothes.
Rita, can you call me?
I'm never nervous because I've always done my best and I like it, and that's all I can offer. My inspiration for the collection came from something literary, not visual this time. And if you put the jacket on, I was inspired by Greek theatre. 15,000 people used to go to listen to one performance of Aeschylus' plays at a festival. You do need to see the jacket right off. You can't miss that look, those bare shoulders, pale, and then that silhouette. I just really thought that I would like to do something very, very dramatic regarding something that had to be larger than life, something that had to be heard from one person down below in this amphitheatre. And so I wanted extremely important and unusual shapes and proportions.
Yeah.
Andreas makes calls to London to find out what time the clothes will arrive.
Okay, cheers.
As the team work and wait, pressure begins to build and tell in the Paris studio.
I just think you do have to have all these t-shirts and things. How can you see what looks good until you get it together?
We've got people coming out in the Eurostar, and it's the quickest way to bring things from London. So people just go to the studio, pick up what's ready and come.
It's really frustrating not to do it without everything here, but I'll see, okay.
This time of day, I suddenly go,
I don't like being in the showroom, trying to work when you haven't got all the things you need, and it's just very frustrating.
He's not here. Comes at 7 o'clock.
Nothing's here, and I'd always think, you know.
Coming up, will the clothes arrive in time for the fittings? It's going to be a long night for the team as the deadline nears.
In association with UBS. You and us. UBS.
Monday morning, 8 a.m. Paris awakens to another working day. Fashion Week is in full flow. But many crucial details have yet to be finalized for Vivienne Westwood's autumn-winter show.
no, you don't need that, you need this. Somehow being in the same room, I think, for 3-4 days, it does get quite, you kind of get this Groundhog Day feeling. Here on Friday, started casting on Saturday, and today's only Sunday, and it kind of, there's just one huge long day, really.
It's actually Monday.
It's Monday, there you go. Well, at least that, there you go. See, no idea.
For the past 3 days, Vivienne has been casting and fitting for her most important fashion show of the year.
Vivienne Westwood she's a completely, well, if I say eccentric, it's just people use that word, it's because she looks different to everybody else.
I am sometimes misunderstood because on the one hand I'm called avant-garde, and on the other side I know that ideas come from tradition, they come from the technique of tradition, they come from looking at wonderful things that people did in the past, trying to do something as good. I have tried to demonstrate from my work that in order to see the future, you have to understand what's been done, what's still worth keeping, and what could be done, you know?
Monday, 2:10. The running order is beginning to take shape. But an important part of the show has yet to be decided: the music.
I don't know, Matteo. It could be that it's Stevie Wonder that has something about In the City.
Stevie Wonder?
I think so. We've got all this frightening music from films, but we need something to make it more light, but powerful as well.
Just
That's it.
enough for the city.
Try Superstitious. They're innocent, but they're bad. I take these little dolls that you see over there and I just do something physical in there. I invent a cutting system. This is the design area where I work. My room's just round there, and it's the physical design area where all the pattern cutting gets done. And this is a toile made in cheap calico that we can cut or adjust or draw on, you know, and get it to fit right. Okay. Andreas put all that on the wall. I didn't put one of those things on the wall. I don't really care about my environment, except it has to be quiet. I can't be disturbed. I'm very, very sensitive to noise. All the work goes here, all the preparation. How do you sew that hem? You know, it's all done here. Those are the stairs that people are up and down all the time, between here and the machines. Yeah.
Back in London, work continues. But in Paris, casting, fittings and the order of the show are starting to come together.
So we've been trying this on her, but it doesn't suit her. She can't have time to get into it, apparently.
I just wanted to know,
Yeah.
because maybe prefer her in this. and
Yeah,
put
sure.
somebody else.
So we have to find something that suits this Sasha now, right? And I think she needs a headband as well, a blue one. I just want to make sure that I don't even see the strap, that's down over the foot. You might as well put the shoe on, I expect, yeah. I like that, I think that's really good. I don't think so, but just want to see. No, not necessary. I don't think so. Thanks. No, that's it. Thanks, Sasha. Does she need to try something else now? They're people who've grown up with me. I have a friend, Murray, who's very, very important to me. He helped us to do this running order. He knows my collection so well.
Vivienne's just this amazing woman to work for because she cares so passionately about so much.
I have Christopher, who's a sort of marketing person.
There's always an element of surprise in what Vivienne does, and even though you've seen the clothes hanging, you know, it's wonderful to see how Vivienne and Andreas put them together.
Vivienne and Andreas are such perfectionists. They really just want it to be absolutely perfect. So they want to see it and feel it and touch it. You know, Vivienne was saying she can work a lot more in the air, so she'll have more faith in maybe something that Andreas would really like to see it. We're going through this period of trying things on girls, seeing what works on them, what doesn't work on them as a general concept as opposed to a particular outfit, and then just to try and call back on this information in the early hours of the morning when you are finally allocating the outfits. Vivienne and Andreas will not see the venue, physically will not see the venue until tomorrow morning. Robert and Federico, who are doing the sets, will come back, probably with photographs later on this evening.
12 hours to showtime. Finally, the clothes arrive.
It seems to be the last pips and pops, no? But we have to still try it all on, you know? Still a lot of things. It looks good. Very nice. And you've got the train going down the...
Tomorrow morning, after the however long we stay tonight and we finally decide which girl is wearing which outfit, we will often not have seen that girl in that outfit. And I think tonight will be quite a long one as well. It may, depending on how things go, it could be an all-nighter.
In part 3, the day of the show, the camera crews, the editors and fashion buyers gather. But will Vivienne and her collection be ready for the catwalk?
In association with UBS. You and us. UBS.
Paris, 8 a.m., the day of the show.
We finished, Vivienne and Andreas left about 3 o'clock.
About 3:30, which is for Andreas unusual. He wouldn't normally go home, except he really didn't like it, and so there's not much point in staying there when you really can't like it. You just got to get a bit of sleep and try and come early the next day and do it then, which is what we're doing. It'll be okay. And then, like I said, in 3 hours it'll all be over. Thank God.
After the clothes arrived late Monday evening, Vivienne's team worked through the night, putting finishing touches to the outfits.
Everything that she does is explainable. When you hear her talk about what she does, it's not waffle. It's not people going, oh, well, you know, this season it's all about, you know, blah, 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 black and, you know, we're all short or we're all long. Or that's complete rubbish.
Christopher and Laurent stayed up pretty much. Well, they haven't been to bed. They've allocated shoes to outfits, but we haven't completed the outfits yet. It got to a stage last night where everyone was just too tired to make final decisions on outfits.
We haven't fitted all the girls, so that's what we're doing, so it's pretty stressful.
What will happen is, as some of them are on rotation, having their head, and we'll take others out and fit them and finalise outfits.
You just want to get it done now. And we were just saying we all feel drunk with tiredness.
We now have this business, which is in a way a kind of model that everybody would like to have, because it constantly produces this innovation. My manager, Carlo, he is very special and very great, and he does always do the right thing.
I'm expensive. People say I am the managing director, the chairman, or whatever. But in the meantime, my job is to sort out the problem. We start to sell ourselves because nobody wants to sell us. 10 years ago, people think Vivienne is too much avant-garde, it is too much extreme. Today, the turnover of Vivienne Westwood is 70 million euro turnover. 10 years ago, we have 10 million euro.
But I don't know what to do with the string.
10 a.m. Vivienne and Andreas take personal charge, making adjustments on the clothing as and when the models come out of hair and makeup.
We have to choose all kinds of things, so I don't know what we do. We ring a lot.
Some editors are seeing, 10 shows in one day is a lot to take in. So you have what Carlo refers to as 7 seconds to get your message across.
It's so important that people feel well when they sit down, they don't have a struggle getting in.
The running order's kind of done. We're just finalising outfits, what the outfits look like before they go on, the tights they're wearing, the shoes they're wearing, just being done. We've still got 2 more girls to fit, and that's it. So it's half an hour late.
Midday. After 6 months' work and many sleepless nights, the show gets underway.
Shaka-boom.
Hey, I'm running out of the line!
After the show, the great and the good of the fashion world gather backstage to congratulate Vivienne and Andreas.
Really nice working with you. Thank you. It was really nice working with you.
Editors, you know, they have such a schedule. They've all got bad breath. They've got an incredible itinerary. They have meetings at 4 o'clock in the morning. They go to the fashion shows. It's just non-stop. They can't. And the programs are getting more and more packed. And you just have to try and make it easy for them. You have to sort of epitomise what you're doing, sort of, you know, so they get an idea from what you're doing. But more than anything, they have to feel good. There's one editor, if she's drunk, it's a brilliant review. If she's not, forget it. You know, I mean, yeah, they have to feel good.
Bravo, what I can say, bravo Vivienne Westwood. She's good.
Heroic is what I would say. I mean, her career is heroic. She's a heroic woman, and I think her designs reflect that.
The great provocatrice, I would say.
I think there's no one else to touch her creativity. Absolutely no one.
She is up there with Karl Lagerfeld, Donna Karan, Miuccia Prada, Dolce & Gabbana, Marc Jacobs. The most important people in fashion at this moment.
Access to the world's most dynamic people, revealed in association with UBS. You and us. UBS.